Yo, what's going on, boys? We have a different type of video here, but there's lots of value. So you definitely stay till the end. I'm breaking down from A to Z on how I got to where I am with my physicality side and then just the mentality side and exactly what I did. We're going in depth on everything, boys. I'm going to try to keep it as short as simple for you guys, so I don't want to hold you up too much longer. But hey, just like put that phone on D&D and let's get right into it so we don't waste any more time. So how I put on 25 pounds of muscle in 120 days while building my business and going to school and working full time using my macro manipulation tactic. We're about to go in depth on everything, boys. I'm going to show you. Here's my clothing brand that I was starting up on, the before and after, and then just like I'm about to go in depth on everything. So let's get into it. Wait, how though? Not convinced? Well, honestly, I wouldn't be either. That's exactly why I'm creating this full guide for you guys. Now, the shocking thing is, I didn't have crazy genetics. I was always felt vulnerable, socially awkward, and weak, and physically, mentally, started skinny and unmotivated to achieve anything in life, which affected my business, and that I was trying to build. And I didn't have all the free time in the world, and I was going to college full time, working on my clothing business, and going to work full time. Like I said, it affected everything. This is the reason I'm making this guide, because this will transform your life. You'll get all the value. The whole point of this is for you to get all the value and knowledge and to be able to take into your life, and you can go and transform your life. I'm telling you guys, you will do a whole 360 flip. Everyone's going to notice the difference that you make with just obviously the mentality side of everything and just changing your physical side. It's going to change everything in your life. When I tell you my business at the time, it felt like it was just going to shit. It wasn't doing, nothing was working with it. I didn't feel confident on camera to be able to talk to you guys and be vulnerable and speak to you guys like this. I also just didn't feel capable of going out, making new friends, talking to women. Like these things will affect your whole life, and the sooner you can master these things, the sooner your life will change for the better, boys. I promise you, it's a loophole success. So let's dive deeper. So who is this for? If you're looking for the perfect work-life balance to achieve your goals, this is for you. If you want to achieve six-pack with muscle and become confident, this is for you. And if you need a successful routine so you can always see progress even though you're working 50 plus hours a week, becoming an entrepreneur, this is for you. If you're wanting to become part of that top 1% of men and create a life full of abundance, this is for you. And if you're tired of feeling weak and unable to accomplish your goals with a busy schedule, this is for you. Now, who is this not for? If you want to feel unconfident and never have time to achieve a six-pack abs with muscle, this is not for you. If you don't want to see progress in your life while having a busy schedule, this is not for you. And if you're looking to stay skinny and not achieve a life full of abundance you deserve, this is not for you. And if you want to stick to working 50 plus hours, not having time to be in the top 1% shape and never make your entrepreneurial journey come to life, this is not for you. And if you don't believe you're meant for more and aren't willing to become the best version of yourself, this is not for you, boys. So just click off. Now here's the truth about getting jacked while having a busy schedule to become an entrepreneur that nobody wants to tell you. You can absolutely get a six-pack with muscle while working 50 plus hours trying to make your entrepreneurial journey come to life. However, most entrepreneurs aren't capable of doing so because they don't fundamentally understand how to structure their eating, their workout routine while having a job and working on their goals, and become the most efficient in anything they do to become the top 1% of entrepreneurs. Nor do they know how to create a system to keep them on track while focusing on their goals and working their full-time job at the same time. These are things that they just look over, boys, that are crucial to your success, especially if you're trying to get out of your job. You're trying to make everything else happen, but you feel stuck. The sooner you can get this down, especially earlier in life, then later, the sooner you'll get ahead of everyone. But don't worry, I'm not going to let that stop you guys. Limiting beliefs you need to protect yourself from, though. There's no such thing as not having enough time working 50 plus hours trying to become an entrepreneur while achieving six-pack abs with muscle along the way. If you need perfect conditions to start, it means your success will be conditional. If you want unconditional success, then be willing to start under any circumstance. This includes the one you are in right now. I had to throw that in there by Alex Hormozi because during my journey, it has helped me a lot and gave me a different perspective. That does not matter where you are or where you're starting. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's start is different. The only thing that matters though is that you take action right now. It does not matter what circumstance you have. There are people that have had it harder. There are people that had it easier. All that we can do is play with the deck of cards we got dealt. And if you want that person to be you, I'm going to show you exactly how. You can balance working out effectively while working a job at the same time becoming an entrepreneur, how to pack on 25 pounds of muscle in 120 days, and how to do all of this without hindering your daily schedule and become the top 1% of entrepreneurs. And in case you didn't know me, here's a brief backstory about how I got here. I started from ground zero. I was skinny, 130 pounds, no muscle. After high school, I was working full-time jobs and I was going to college. I was trying to find time to work out, eat right while going to work, college, and also putting time to my business. So I began doing research on how to work out, eat, the whole goods, the recovery side of everything, etc. And I started creating a system that would allow me to get to the results even though my schedule was packed and I felt like I couldn't do anything, I took the time, did my research, and figured out how I could do that. And now, however, my friends, they started asking me what I was doing to put on muscle without busy schedule. So I sparked an opportunity for me to help others, and then I started getting my clients the same results. Like you said, here's a picture of me. I was working at a gas station at this point in time. I worked multiple jobs, fast food, you name it. And that's a picture of my clothing brand that I was trying to get off the ground. Here's me in class. Guys, I'm no special person. I started from ground zero. I had no money, working my ass off, trying to figure out what I can do, figuring out my own life. And honestly, this helped me give me a perspective of what I want to achieve in my life. And obviously, finding your purpose doesn't just come in an instant, especially when you're young. I'm still working on finding my purpose. But it gives me a clear visual goal of what I'm working towards, so I know every single day I'm not just wasting time, and I know where I'm trying to get to at least. And along the way, maybe it changes, But that's the beauty of the journey, boys. You can do it wherever you're at. You can make it happen. It's about how you allocate the time that you're using right now for useless things that aren't benefiting you. And we're going to go more in depth on everything exactly. But that's a brief backstory. I mean, I also played sports. Then I stopped playing sports. That's when I started kind of transitioning into lifting and trying to figure out how I could lift. Because, I mean, I want to make something happen. I'm tired of working the 9 to 5. And I want to get out of it. So I had to do something about it. People started to notice, like I told you boys, once you make that transformation, everyone's going to start to notice. It's going to be a quick flip with just the stuff I'm about to give you. I'm about to give it all in one and not take all that errors that I had to go through. And you're going to get exactly how to do it. So people are going to see the change instantly. I promise you, boys. The Resilient Mind Method is a system I developed through extensive trial and error combined with in-depth research into fitness, nutrition, recovery, and optimal strategies for making progress, even with a packed schedule. Now I've decided to break it all down for you guys for free. In the following steps, I'm going to outline the entire process A to Z of what I did to accomplish these results, so you can also use my Resilient Mind Method to achieve six-pack abs while packing on 25 pounds of muscle in 120 days, all while working a full-time and going to school full-time and working on your business or any goals that you have. Here's my 4-step process I use to stay on track and be as efficient and effective at hitting my goals in the gym and in life. The first step was building the foundation. The first thing I had to do was quit all my vices, things that were holding me back and preventing me from making changes, such as watching porn, smoking, drinking, playing video games, YouTube, Netflix, you name it. Now, the step 2 was implementing systems, my workout split. So I had to start tracking every metric, my meals, my lifting, my weights, my body weight. This allowed me to make necessary adjustments each week. I also discovered a training split that significantly improved my results. A high intensity training split with 2 days on and 1 day off that I'm going to go more in depth, like I said, further we get into this. The third step is accountability. I started taking weekly pictures so I could review them and identify my weak points. As the scale doesn't tell the whole story, this approach, allowed me to adjust my macros, my meal plan accordingly and effective to not avoid plateauing. Now, the fourth step is the resilient mindset and planning and tracking. Honestly, this is a very important step. I probably should have put it towards one of the first steps, honestly, but nonetheless, we're going to get to it. So each night I plan my task for the following day to achieve the goals that I set for myself. This was a game changer, as I believe mindset is a crucial stepping stone to achieving anything you want in life. It carried me further than I expected it to. Now, let me show you step by step how to achieve six-pack abs with muscle and create a resilient mindset, and finally break past the limiting beliefs that you have so you can win in life. Now, building a foundation. First, we need to identify our vices. The best way to do this is through self-evaluation. Let me move myself over here. It's through self-evaluation, asking ourselves whether these vices hold us back or add value to our lives. Be honest with yourself. Here's my list of my vices I told you guys: smoking, drinking, watching porn, playing video games. Honestly, throw in there, I was watching a lot of YouTube, entertainment, just things, those Mr. Beast videos, they're entertaining, yeah, but I started transitioning and switching to things that just I was wanting to work on and improve myself. During this personal development, I'm trying to build myself into becoming the literal best version of myself, the person that I see in the future that I want to become. I started visioning myself as him. I started thinking like him, trying to do things. What would he be doing if I think, because obviously how I got to where I am is just results from the past actions, the things that I was doing in the past. And if you're still doing the same things you're doing in the past, you're not going to get a different result. You're going to get the same thing. So you have to make changes. And these small changes, I promise you, will transform your life. Like watching porn. If you guys are still beating your meat, I promise you, stop. It's going to change the game for you guys. You guys are releasing life out, and as you guys have heard this multiple times, but there's a book that I read. It's called Think and Grow Rich. It talks about transmuting. Talks about sex transmuting. If you guys stop watching porn, stop beating your meat, and keep that energy that you guys are releasing and put that into something that you want to benefit in, building that physique you want, getting in the gym and having that energy and high testosterone to be able to crush your weights, crush the workout, and actually feel good about yourself, and not think about all the times that you've been doing it and getting, obviously, feeling ass about yourself in the meantime, damn, I can't believe I just did that, and having all that regret. Instead, you're holding it in, you're fighting the urges and temptations, and you're not allowing it to take you down and control you. Think about that. It's, you can't believe you're still doing this till this day. We know it does not benefit us, so why are we doing it, boys? Come on. Trust me, I was in the same position as you guys, doing it my whole life, realizing that it did nothing for me. All it did was put me in a negative state and got me nowhere. Kept me in the same cycle that I'm trying to get out of. Stop doing it. Use that energy, put it towards a business, put it towards getting in shape, put it towards, just having more motivation to do things, and to being able to build the discipline that you're trying to work on, that mindset. Cut it out, I promise you. These are the first things that we have to do in order to get to where we want to get to. Start with these things. I'm going to go more in depth about everything, by the way. So, how I overcame these vices. Smoking. I began by identifying my triggers for smoking, such as certain friends, activities like watching Netflix or YouTube. I consider reducing your exposure to these triggers or distancing yourself from those friends if necessary. Just replace smoking with physical activities such as the gym or taking a light run. And then, additionally, seek out friends who share your commitment to quitting, or start your journey alone until you find the right support network. Until you get around that right group of people, just cut them out. They're not benefiting you. They just want you to smoke. Especially if they're a friend that just is only around you because you do smoke. Like, you guys got to separate yourself from these people. Their only thing they're trying to do is bring you down. As soon as you guys start to do these things differently and separate yourself, it's going to put conviction on them. And I promise you, it's going to make change. So if you are wanting them to change, just without telling them, maybe you can talk to them and say, hey guys, I want to quit. Maybe they're willing to do it with you. But from experience, a lot of them aren't willing to do it with you. They're going to want to continue to do it until you separate yourself. Then they're going to have a feeling that you think you're better than them. In reality, you're just wanting to improve yourself. You're just wanting to become the best version. So then you might subconsciously start to make them feel, below you, and they might start to make changes themselves. But it's like I said, from experience, guys, it's better off to find the right friends or do it alone until you attract the right people. Now with drinking, if you can quit drinking altogether, that's ideal. I put that, but honestly, boys, just quit drinking. Just quit it. There's no benefit to it. I understand drinking. I was drinking all the time in the past. But if anything, just for now, until you get to where you want to be, quit drinking overall. Cold turkey it until you get to the goals that you want, that you have written down, that you're going to achieve, which we'll go more in depth about. But quit. It does not benefit you. Now, when you get to the point where you felt like you've achieved it, this is what I would do. Have one drink on the weekend. That drink, though, you must earn it by putting a goal in place. A pretty big goal. A goal that's hard, that you have to achieve, that's going to move your life forward. Then you can have that drink on the weekend that you would like to do. But say you're trying to quit drinking right now and you feel like you're not able to quit altogether, you're going to have to eliminate the environments that encourage drinking and replace them with healthy alternatives, like going for a workout like we talked about, or meeting a friend who shares the same values is going to help. Consider grabbing coffee, catch up with a friend, and work on a project instead. Do things that are different, that are going to benefit you, not hold you back. Right now it's working on ourselves. We're going to have to be a little bit selfish on the people we hang around just so we can get to where we want to be, boys. Now the next one is watching porn. Install an app to restrict access, adding a layer of friction with you in watching it. When you feel the urge to watch, boys, this is going to sound cringy and cliche, but I promise you, take a minute and meditate. And when doing this, you're going to meditate on the goals that you are striving to achieve as if you already have them. Additionally, we're going to be establishing a routine, a wake-up routine, and going to bed earlier. That's going to help make this process easier for you guys, which I will talk more about. But just meditate as with the goals that you have as if you already have them. That future you that I talked about, think about him. Meditating really allows you to actually visually see what you're working towards and why you're doing this. And the reason I say meditate is because you're probably doing this at night, and that's why the morning routine is going to help. So it's going to make you want to get in bed earlier to get sleep so you can wake up, tack the next day. Now, the next one's video games. Replace gaming with reading a book or listening to a podcast. Something that adds value while you work on your business, your studies, just other things that you have. And then distancing yourself from friends who are not focused on personal growth and only encourage you to play video games. This change will make it easier to stay committed to the goals that you have, guys. I promise you, and I'm about to show you guys the exact things all of these have in common. The 3 things they all have in common. All of these have in common are you're using vices as just coping mechanisms first. You're replacing you need to replace unhealthy coping strategies with beneficial activities that support your well-being. Things that you don't benefit from, cut them out. These are just strategies for you to use to cope with whatever is going on in your life. Cut them out, and I promise you everything else will reflect the positive inputs you are doing. Now, the influence of your social circle: surround yourself with friends who align with your values. This support is crucial for your growth and will make your change excruciating 10 times easier. I promise you guys, it will make it 10 times easier. You are not tempted to do any of those things because you are away from it. You're not surrounded. You don't feel like, that friend that wants you to go smoke. Say you are someone that you just feel bad. You don't want to say no. You can't say no. Cut them out then. Don't put yourself in that position to have to say no. I promise you guys, find the right group of people, and if you can't, do it alone. We're in this boat together. Find people online. Watching podcasts and reading books, I promise you it helps. It makes you feel like you're not alone. That's what I did, and that's what I still do. I'm watching a lot of people, depending on what my journey is. Right now, it's a lot of Alex Hormozi. What's this guy's name? I think Pete Peterson. I watch a lot of people. I have a mentor. Get around the right group of people if you can't. And if you can't pay if you don't have that financial leverage to get around them, getting a mentor, I promise you guys, it will help. 100%, I advise it. But for instance, I read this book. during the early stages of my discipline of waking up early and doing the things that, are difficult tasks that I didn't need to do, but I decided to because I wanted to make a change with my life. But early in the morning, it's like when the devil is up and he's wanting to attack. And if you're not religious, but I'm using an example, it just feels like you're alone in the morning and you're not. But this book really helped. Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko. I watched a lot of his podcasts as well at the time. I'm telling you boys, this was a game changer. Read things, watch podcasts that you are wanting to learn about in that moment, right then and there. Then once you've built the discipline and you don't feel like you need it as much, it's good to still watch every once in a while, to keep instilling it in your mind, but start watching things that you want to learn about, how to speak better, these are things we're all trying to work on because you're wanting to improve in every area of your life. Now next thing is habits you've developed. These things are just bad habits. You need to recognize the vices that have become ingrained habits and replace them with positive activities like we talked about: working out, reading, pursuing other interests that add value to your life, going for a run. If you're someone that was like me, that when I first started I was just lifting, now I'm actually trying to do more of a hybrid style. I'm actually starting to wake up early. I want to go on morning runs, run some miles. Now as my active recovery days that I have, I do boxing, kickboxing as a hobby. Obviously I'm not taking this serious, it's just things I want to improve on in my life, and I want to put myself through these little struggles because it's going to make me that much better of a person, that much better, improving my skills overall. It's like, imagine if you're playing GTA, you're trying to level up in life. We're trying to level up from ground 1 and get to level 100. But remember, do not compare yourself to the people that are already at level 100. Only use the wisdom that they give you and advice from when they started. Okay, so moving on. Next one's implementing systems. I tracked my workouts in my notes and recorded my rep ranges. This practice helped me enter the gym with a clear plan and take action. It's a principle that applies to all areas of your life. I promise you, you want to be able to track everything before you get in that, so you can go there, attack, you know what you're doing, you're not wasting any time, and we can get in and out and still see the results. Now, I also tracked the weights I was lifting to ensure I was seeing improvements in my strength. This comprehensive approach really provided me with all the metrics I needed to achieve the results I'm wanting. I promise you guys, we're trying to find every metric. Like, we want to see the results, so we got to do everything possible to make sure we're seeing the results. We got to be as efficient and effective, boys. So as you can see on the side, I wrote down on my notes my training split, what I was doing, learning, like changing it up as I go. Now, meal plan tracking. I developed macros to support my strength gains and began tracking all my meals. I was using MyFitnessPal. This app is user-friendly and doesn't take much time to use. If you eat the same things every day, you don't have to log them each day, but I chose to track everything to stay on course and make sure I never lose the habit of tracking, even though it's really not that hard, guys. If you have the excuse of tracking, I don't want to track this, you don't want the results bad enough. Though it's really not hard. It's super simple, especially when you first do it. It might be a bit confusing, but you'll pick up real quick on how it works. And if you're eating the same things, it pops up. As soon as you search what you're wanting, it'll pop up. Or you can pay. There's a paid version. It's $100 a year. You can actually scan foods and scan barcodes, whichever one you choose. I stuck with the free version just because it's not hard for me to really search up what I want. And I have a scale. Like I said, you guys want to grab yourself a scale. It's really cheap. You can see in the picture right here. These are foods that I put on my Instagram story and my mindset highlight that I show you guys. I'll show you guys what I'm eating on a daily basis, on how I'm getting the results I'm getting. Telling you guys, stay consistent. The reason I also show my whole morning process, everything on my stories, is to show you guys I'm consistent and I'm with you guys. When I hold my clients to a certain standard, I gotta hold myself to a higher standard, just so I can be an example of what we're trying to work on. I can't tell you one thing and not do it. So whatever I tell you, I'm doing it myself, guys. Now, I began tracking my progress weekly, or my progress with weekly photos and my weight. The scale doesn't always tell the full story. While pictures provide a clear visual of any changes, this approach allows you to see if progress is being made. Remember, the goal is to gather every possible metric to maximize effectiveness. and achieve the results we're wanting. And here's another picture that I put on my stories, just to give you another visual of how the app works. So it shows you a bar, the protein, and it shows you how close you're getting to your goals. So this meal that I made was 57 grams protein. Like I said, I show you guys what I'm making. I show you guys, when I cook. I just basically show you guys I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you that works, that gets you the results, that keeps you on track. And when you do things in all areas of your life, the eating, the sleeping, the preparing to wake up in the morning, the preparing before you get in the gym, it literally changes everything, because now you're consistent on every basis. If you're like me going to school, I started, not just tracking for my work, for my clients, my business side. I also have this notebook and I write down what I'm going to do for the week of school. I have different things, I'm starting to be consistent, and these things are just improving everywhere in my life, and it's not easy. The journey's not easy, but it gets 10 times easier by just making these changes. Now, workout split. I ran a high intensity training split. I recommend 2 sets. Sometimes 3 on your compound movements. Now, you don't need a lot of sets during your workouts, especially, like I said, we're doing a high intensity training split. The reason we're doing this is because we can be effective, don't have to waste as much time in the gym, and we can get the results we're wanting. Now, I'll say, like I said, the 6 to 8 reps on your compound movements, and then 8 to 10 on your accessory movements. Your accessory movements are exercises that can help strengthen your weakened muscle and improve performance and prevent injuries. They can also add a variety to your workouts and help fill in any gaps in your muscle development that's left by your primary exercises, which are the compounds we talked about. Now, compound movement is an exercise that works multiple muscles or muscle groups at the same time. For example, your squat, bench, deadlift, these are working multiple muscle groups at a time. So we have accessory movements in there that's going to help strengthen those muscles that are being neglected. And we're going to help strengthen them, making sure we aren't overdeveloped in other areas and underdeveloped in other areas. So like I said, high intensity, we're doing high weight, low reps. That's the goal here. It's how we're going to see the strength gains. Train with intensity going to failure. Make sure you are failing within the rep range you have set. Make sure you're having good form as well, so you do not injure yourself. If you're going past that 6 to 8 reps, you're not going heavy enough. Now, if you don't even have the form down yet and you're starting from scratch, get that form down first. We need to make sure we are not going to injure ourselves and we're doing the workout properly. With proper form will accelerate already the growth if you're just starting out from your first time working out. Get the form down first. Now we're running the split, the 2-1-2. So 2 days on, 1 day off. 2 days on, 1 day off. You get the gist. So 2 days on, we're working out. That 1 day is your rest day. I do an active recovery rest day. That's where I do my cardio and I do my running. Now, mind you, I do cardio every day. The only reason I do it is because I like to implement it in my morning process. It kind of gets the day started for me, and I feel great after it. You don't have to, though. With that 2 days off, you can throw in, just do the cardio. I like to do cardio, and I like to do a little bit of boxing. So it's a little more than just active recovery, but I choose to because, like I said, I'm wanting to improve in other areas of my life, getting better at just, fighting itself. And like I said, I'm just doing it as a hobby. I want to improve. I'm just doing it myself until I'm able to train with someone and have that extra side of time that I'm able to, which hopefully sometime soon I can. But anyways, with the active recovery, I like to also throw in some stretching on those days, really getting some active mobility as well. And like I said, that's your 2 days on, 1 day off. This gives you your body enough time to rest and recover, and it still allows the 2 rest days during the week, and it keeps the whole week different. So every Monday is not going to be the same. I like doing this because you're not doing the same things all the time. You're feeling like you're giving almost like a different schedule, and I like that. I like that feeling, knowing I'm not doing the exact same thing. It keeps things interesting and fun, if you will. Now, accountability and the resilient mindset side of things. The accountability. So I began developing a system to hold myself accountable. So if you don't have a friend or a coach for support, this is an effective alternative. You can either create a folder that you can throw your photos in, or you can use the app MyFitnessPal. I'm not sponsored by any means. I just have been using this app for so long, and it's super easy access. This way you can consistently make weekly adjustments and track your progress toward achieving those results. Now, the next step I'm about to talk about will maximize everything and will allow you to hold yourself accountable as well. But as you can see in the picture, just give you here, my friends eat McDonald's. I'm still eating my meal because I want to see results. Now, mind you guys, the meals are they're not awful. They're actually, I enjoy them. I love eating it. I feel great eating it. Every time I eat this junk food, I feel like ass. My workouts are not good. Just because it's carbs does not mean it's going to be a good workout. There's, what's called empty carbs, and there's actually carbs that are proper and will actually fuel you. It's like a car, guys. If you're feeding it the wrong stuff, you're going to, not perform well. If you're feeding it the right fuel, you're going to perform 10 times better. Promise you guys. This is me doing my check-in pictures. But yeah, this next part, like we talked about, is really going to hold yourself accountable as well. So now, the Mind Flow method is a method I created. I began writing down my morning routine, which is a 4-step process. As you can see, is make bed, 32-ounce water, push-ups, cold shower. It has changed and developed over time. Like I said, this is a good morning routine that you can start off with. It's a basics. It gets you in the groove of having a routine. To then you can start adjusting it, watching podcasts of what others do, and seeing what you like and developing the morning routine for you. You're not gonna have the same one as everyone else, but this is a good starting point for you guys that want to start off with a routine. This is what I would give you. The make bed morning routine. These are small daily wins. They do add up and they will compound over time. And they're things that you have to complete every day. These things are called your non-negotiables. Your morning routine is your non-negotiables. You're doing them every single day, and that's how we're going to get 1% better. Now, you want to write down your 5 goals that you want to achieve. These are goals that can be 3 to 6 month time frame. And it's almost also your why as well. So if your goals don't have your why, when I mean your why is like things that are the reason you're doing this for. You're doing this for whether it's your mother, your mom, your father, whatever it is, yourself, or a sibling, whatever your why is, your girlfriend, does not matter. Have somewhere that you can also see why you're doing this, why you're waking up and improving every day, because there's going to be days you struggle with. When I'm working with clients and they're like telling me like, man, they can't quit watching porn and they can't, and I'm telling them like, first of all, you're going to have your why. Your why is going to back everything up. When I wake up early in the morning and I'm about to get in that cold shower, why am I doing this in the first place? Ask yourself that. Have a place where you have a wallpaper, something that shows on your fridge, something you're going to see every day. We need to implement that somewhere. Now, I write down my 3 to 5 needle movers. These are 3 to 5, and I call them needle movers because these are the things that get you 1% better, that are going to move you forward every single day, and that's how we know we're improving. These are ways that these are other metrics in our life, not just the gym, but other metrics that allow us to know that we are making improvements every day, and we have a clear vision, a clear goal, because we wrote down the 3 to 5 goal, or our 5 goals that we want to achieve in 3 to 6 months. What are they? We know we're working towards every single day, and that's why we have our 3 to 5 needle movers that are going to get us closer to those goals. Now, you need to complete these in order to achieve your goals. That's the whole point of it, and it helps you stay focused and ensure you're making progress every day. Like I said, this is going to be what gets you 1% closer to the goals that you have written down. Now, you finish off with your daily tasks for the day. Now, these are just, it doesn't matter how many you have. It's just what you do on a daily basis. So you would write down things that you need to get done every day, regardless, like schoolwork, laundry, whatever it is. Now if your important tasks are your business, your daily task will be like, okay, every day I'm doing my workout, my sauna. Like now I do a sauna and cold shower. I really enjoy it. It makes me feel 10 times better. So it's now like a daily routine for me. Just whatever you do on a daily basis, whether it's schoolwork. Now, if schoolwork's an important task and you have an exam, that be something you could throw up there. But yeah, you get the gist. These are daily tasks that you do on it every day. It keeps you accountable. If you have an appointment, I throw it down there on my daily task. Here's an appointment that I have, or on your important one. Unless your important one's filled with things that you're working on for your business or your physique, whatever. If it's filled up, then you can throw it on your daily task. If it's not, put your appointment up there. If it's important, like you understand what I'm getting from. You're going to track them every day in a notebook or on an app the night before, so we can attack the morning without slowing down, and we know what we need to do to get things done, just like we do for the gym. We need to make sure that we have everything ready the night before. I like to write it down, so I have it in front of me. What I'm going to do, I'm recording this video. That's an important video for me to record a full guide for you guys. Recording like reels. I have my one-on-one calls with my clients. These are important tasks for me, so I've written down so I know, and I check them off at the end of the day or as I go. My morning routine, I have it written down. I wake up, I do my whole morning routine. I come to my desk, I'm ready to work. Boom, I check it off, and I show you guys. I record on my stories. I don't get on my phone first thing in the morning. The only reason I do get on my phone at all is to record on my Snap or my Instagram stories on my doing my process. So when I wake up early, you can look when you're waking up early and you can see me doing it with you. That's the whole point. I'm keeping myself accountable, and it allows me to, try to keep you guys accountable as well, making sure you're doing it with me. So yes, write it down the night before. You were prepared. You know what you need to get done. It's just like preparing your clothes for the gym. If you're working out early in the morning, prepare your clothes for the gym. Have your shoes ready. Have your bag ready so you can get up, get your water down, and get out the door. The 32 ounce of water, that's going to help hydrate. You're dehydrated. I like to throw in some Himalayan sea salt, and then a little bit of some lemon. One, it's going to help get your metabolism going. Two, it's going to give you natural electrolytes because you are dehydrated from sleeping. And then three, it also holds you over. I like to fast until I get all my important work done for the day because I feel 10 times better. I have clarity. I know what I need to get done, and I feel good. So like I said, it'll hold you over. It'll satiate your body and make you not feel as hungry as well. And you can see these are all from my stories. I post on my story all the time. 4:32 a.m. waking up, doing my morning push-ups that I have written down. And here's another picture of what it looks like now. Like I said, I'm still switching it up. I'm still working. Like I said, none of my morning routine is not set in stone. It always will revamp and change as I go until I figure out what works. And I try to make my morning routine something I can do wherever I am. If I'm traveling, seeing family, if I'm going on vacation, do not matter what it is. My morning routine has to be accessible, that I can do it anywhere, but also where it makes me feel, motivated, as you would say, or ready to attack the day and do my important work for the day. So here's task: watch my learn from my VSL, do these things, go live on TikTok, make my reels. My daily task is hit my macros, class, I got arms that day, my sauna cold shower, my morning routine, make my bed, hydrate. You guys get the gist. Like I said, I'm changing up as I go. These are just things that I have written down, and that's how I write down. Now, as I talked about the 5 goals that we had, I don't write them down every day. This is something you can do. The reason I don't do it is because I also implement all of this on an app. And it's an app I'm developing as well that I'm giving to my clients. But it's an app that you can write down your 5 goals, and every day I can look, okay, these are the 5 goals I'm working for, so I don't have to write down my 5 goals. I already have it on an app because I track everything on an app and paper. I like doing it on paper. I'll always do it on paper. Maybe one day I don't have internet access. I don't know what it is, but I want to keep that habit of doing it on paper. I like the pen to paper, gets my mind ready, and I feel like I'm able to attack. I don't know, it's one of those other things that just get you ready. Now, and you want to know what happened when my clients started to gain muscle and stay lean and create a disciplined mindset? They felt so good that they had to continue to implement everything till this day. Now they're crushing it in the gym and in their daily life and on their entrepreneurial journey. This is how powerful the system and feedback loop gets when it's executed properly intentionally, and the nuance behind every decision and change is fundamentally understood. Here's all my clients, here's the transformations they've had. They still implement everything that I've taught them till this day. I'm telling you guys, it's a game changer with everything in your life. It's going to translate into your business, into schoolwork, into your daily job, into the gym. It translates in everything. You're a little different person. You make a 360 change. I promise you guys, everyone will notice it. It's a huge difference, guys. Now that you understood exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you're a non-disciplined person, can't accomplish goals within your daily life, tired of not having the physique you want, and you are ready to take control of your life, make insane progress in the gym, but also in your daily life, and prepare to become the best version of yourself, you're ready to achieve 25 pounds of muscle within 120 days without sacrificing your schedule, guys. And if you want to see similar results as my clients and you want access to the same method and systems, hit the first link in the description and book a call to see if you're a good fit for the program. And if it is a good fit, we can talk about how we can actually move forward and work together. Worst case scenario, if it isn't a good fit, we can at least point you in the right direction and you'll have learned more about what you can do moving forward with your journey. I'm looking forward to speaking to you guys soon. Hope you guys got every bit of knowledge that you can so you can at least implement this within your life if we don't work, and you can make the transformation within yourself and make that 360 change. I wish you guys all the best. Do not wait to start your journey. Do not sit there and regret the decisions you could have made later down the road. Start now. Implement these. You will see 100% improvement. I promise you, boys. If you stayed to the end of the video, I know you want to make a change with yourself. I can tell. I see it in you. I know you want to. Start now, boys. I love you guys. Stay resilient. Until the next video.